In 1913, in response to the city's rapid growth and construction needs, San Diego welcomed the opening of a brand new lumber yard. Situated on an entire city block northeast of the city center, the North Park Lumber Company was born. A small sales office and 20 by 40 foot covered shed housed fresh lumber brought south by clipper ships from the Great Northwest. The company relied on horse and wagon to deliver their products to various parts of town. With so much growth at the beginning of the century, San Diego was rapidly becoming a major metropolis. With the opening of the Panama Canal in 1914, the city decided to host the California Panama Exposition, a giant fair designed to promote San Diego as a major port for merchant ships passing through the canal. The fairgrounds would include a botanical garden, organ pavilion, and several significant buildings designed to house the fair's various exhibitions. With the demand for building materials at an all-time high, the growing company was well poised to meet the needs of the city's builders. The exposition was slated to draw over 4 million people to San Diego. As a result, the event set off one of the biggest local building booms the region had ever seen. By 1916, the company, having both contributed to and benefited from the city's rapid growth, officially changed its name to Dixie Lumber and Supply Company. In the following years, various military bases would be established throughout the county, necessitating building materials as well as further stimulating the region's growth. It was around this time that the company decided to switch from horse-drawn wagons to motorized Ruggles delivery trucks in an effort to modernize and streamline their delivery service. By the beginning of the 1920s, the company continued to grow, with over 50 employees working on a now expanded yard consisting of 10 city lots. The growing company decided to drop supply from its name and came to simply be known as Dixie Lumber Company. It wasn't until 1925 that the company began to feel its first pangs of financial hardship. It was at this time that its parent company, Los Angeles Handyman Lumber, made the decision to send William S. Cowling to San Diego to help turn the company around. Despite the nation's growing economic troubles, this pivotal action would prove to be a wise decision, as Mr. Cowling was able to once again make Dixie Lumber a profitable enterprise. In fact, toward the end of the decade, Mr. Cowling decided to purchase the company along with partners Arthur Jensen and Richard Gurney. By 1931, the company had moved into a newly constructed facility on Ohio Street. The two-story structure featured brand new offices for the Dixie staff, as well as a contractor's sales office and an expanded lumber yard. The war strengthened San Diego's stature as a Navy base, and building was booming to house military personnel and their families. Whole communities sprang to life in just a few short years. Over the next 2 decades, the company would extend its product mix to include other construction products such as cement, paint, and general-purpose building materials to service both the professional contractor and handyman. By the early 1950s, the company would once again expand to feature modernized offices off of Harbor Drive on 28th Street. With easy access to shipping vessels, the company could handle nearly 1 million feet of lumber in a single day. This facility was further developed to serve as a contractor office and distribution center. Originally situated on 2.5 acres, the new lot featured a convenient 12,500 square foot shed. It was around this time that William S. Cowling Sr., aware of the company's great potential, decided to purchase the company from his partners. Now the sole owner, Mr. Cowling decided to bring in his son to help expand the business. Their first move was to merge with rival company Airline Lumber, officially forming Dixieline Lumber in 1958. The new company featured William Cowling Sr. as president, while his son Bill Jr. served as secretary-treasurer, as well as assistant manager of the retail yard. Their second order of business was to move major operations to the area now called Old Town San Diego. This new facility featured a modern mill and upgraded storage facilities. Under the Cowling family, Dixieline began to grow like never before. Under the tutelage of his father, Bill Cowling was promoted to general manager. Working closely with his father, Bill learned the ins and outs of the lumber trade and cultivated many industry connections. The early 60s included projects such as the San Diego County Hospital and Grossmont Shopping Center. Dixieline was now the supplier of choice. Mr. Cowling Sr. soon decided that it was time to hand the reins over to his son, and in 1963, Bill Cowling Jr. officially became president of Dixieline Lumber Company. One of his first executive acts was to develop the expansive National City Lumber Distribution Center. The 6.5-acre complex featured a 6,000 square foot mill facility, as well as a greatly expanded lumber shed and office space. Mr. Cowling also decided to move the company's headquarters to its current location, right next to the San Diego Sports Arena. The new facility featured a retail store and a more modern office complex. In 1969, shortly after opening the new Escondido complex, management decided to draw attention to the store's new location by sponsoring a vast art exhibition. Mr. Cowling and his general manager C.C. Snyder borrowed $1.4 million worth of fine art to display in the covered lumberyard. The event, which featured works from local artists as well as classical pieces, was a huge success, drawing over 9,000 visitors. They even held a competition to award Best Local Artist. Soon to follow was El Cajon, and Dixieline happily existed with 3 locations until the late 70s with the opening of South Bay and Miramar. 1985 brought hard times for the Handyman Home Improvement Centers of San Diego, but not Dixieline. Bill Cowling saw an opportunity to substantially expand operation throughout San Diego County. 8 handyman stores went on the chopping block, and Dixieline purchased Solana Beach, La Mesa, Kearny Mesa, and Rancho, San Diego. Practically overnight, Dixieline went from 5 locations to 10. Classic Collections Kitchen and Bath Showroom opened that year to serve the high-end needs of affluent San Diegans either building or remodeling their homes. Over the years, when Bill Cowling saw an opportunity to provide a product or service, he took it and never looked back. There were short blips in the timeline of ownership by Weyerhaeuser, Nortec, and others, but the company continued to be guided by Bill's leadership. In the late 1990s, Bill promoted Joe Lawrence to general manager and mentored Joe in the company values that made Dixieline a strong and enduring presence in the industry. In 2003, Dixieline was purchased by Lanoga, and Joe Lawrence was named president. Bill Cowling remained influential as an honorary board member until his retirement. 3 years later, ProBuild Holdings acquired Dixieline, and under Joe Lawrence's leadership, the Dixieline legacy of service, commitment, and values continues.
As many of you know, during the month of February, we held birthday parties at many of our stores. We want to take a few minutes now to share some of those comments from our customers with you. Thanks.
Hi, my name is William Cronin. I have Bill's Repair Service.
My name is Jeff. I work with Solana Beach School District.
Hi, my name is Gavin Dawson.
I'm Bill with Wardell Builders.
My name's Phil Wolfel.
I find them very, very handy and very useful.
It's been the difference between staying in business all this time and going out of business.
You've done well, and I hope there's another 100 ahead of you.
Well, I used to know the former owners, and the company's just getting better and better as far as I'm concerned.
I've been coming to Dixieline for the longest. My dad brought me here.
I've been shopping in Dixieline for 25 years.
You've been instrumental with all the things we've needed in the area, in the industry.
Happy 100th year anniversary, Dixieline from Casillas Construction.
Happy birthday, Dixieline.
Happy birthday, Dixieline.
Happy 100th birthday, Dixieline.
Happy 100th birthday, Dixieline.
Happy birthday to Dixieline.
Happy birthday, 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 Dixieline.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Dixieline.
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday, Dixieline.
Thanks for everything.